The Conservative Brexiteer claimed that even the European Parliament has been critical of the Commission's approach to the Brexit negotiations. Speaking on BBC Daily Politics, he said, "This is the EU's pitch for what they believe will be the final outcome. This is one element of it, which is their view that there will be no deal, no arrangement, nothing at all, so the government's response is quite right. They've said we don't agree with that, we don't agree that's how it'll look, and therefore we're rejecting that as a legal text that has to be agreed by both parties. I think the real problem here is that the EU has gone for an option which simply is absurd." Getty BBC Daily Politics Brexit News. It dismantles EU's absurd Brexit proposals, because right now, there is no need for that kind of border, that kind of problem, no matter what the arrangement is. Let me give you 3 good examples why. 1. They're unreported mostly by any channel that I'm aware of. The head of HMRC, the head of DEFRA, have both appeared in front of the DEXU committee and others, and they were asked, whatever the outcome, do you believe we will have to have a hard border with checks? And they have both said no. The reason they've said that is because they believe their system will allow them quite categorically not to do it. The second bit of that is that in the EU Parliament they themselves have produced a report in which they said this is an opportunity for the EU to agree on a form of frictionless border with the UK and using the right technology that could be applied for the rest of the EU. I think the real problem here is that the EU has gone for an option which simply is absurd. Iain Duncan Smith, and they've been somewhat critical of the Commission and its belief that there would have to be a hard border in Northern Ireland. Right now we don't have one. We don't need one in the future. It's wholly feasible for us to do that. That would have been far better for them to have put forward as a final fallback option." In her latest Brexit speech, Prime Minister Theresa May has vowed to secure the best trade deal in the world with the EU, setting out her 5 tests that must be met for her deal with Brussels. However, having been accused of cherry-picking by numerous EU leaders, she has now taken aim at them for their comments. Tuesday, July 25, 2017, British Secretary of State for International Trade Liam Fox delivers remarks on the future of UK trade policy at the American Enterprise Institute. The European Commission's chief negotiator Michel Barnier has droned on accusing Britain of attempting to cherry-pick while listing its Brexit demands. While addressing the Brussels press pack on Wednesday, Mr. Barnier said, "We can't possibly imagine a situation in which we would accept cherry-picking. We are responsible for guaranteeing the integrity of the single market." The Prime Minister said if Britain is cherry-picking, then so is every trade negotiation, as she attempts to pave the way for a comprehensive post-Brexit agreement. She added, "Moreover, with all its neighbours, the EU has varying levels of access to the single market. Ending on those obligations those neighbours are willing to undertake. What would be cherry-picking would be if we seek a deal where our rights and obligations were not held in balance and we're category clear. It's not what we're going to do. I think it is pragmatic common sense that we work together to deliver the best deal for both sides."